All right, so I'm going to be out here changing the spark plugs today, and thought I'd make a real quick video on this. It's fairly simple, but without the right tool, it is very tricky, almost impossible. And I'm not real sure that really even a lot of people know about it. I guess if you, but anyway, there's two spark plugs on here, of course. There's the first one, which is really easy to get to. Pretty much just a 14mm socket and a ratchet, maybe extension. Pretty easy to get on and off. But the other one is right, oh, there's the two spark plug wires. But the other one, the other spark plug, is conveniently hid right in there. Right down in there. And it's not, even where my fingers, sticking my whole finger in there, I really can't even touch the top of the plug. It's way down in there because I can't even feel the top of it, or just barely. And to try to stick a socket and even an extension down there is very awkward to get in and out because of the power steering. It's almost impossible. Well, it's not impossible because I've done it, but it's really hard. But Suzuki actually provides you with a tool in your little toolkit that is specifically for that. And I don't know if I've seen a video yet about this, but this little tool here that's in the toolkit is specifically for this. Now, obviously, you could fit it on here, and it's not that hard. And it's not really made for this one. But where it's really made for and made to do is take that, get it down in there, and you can feel it. I'm trying to get a good angle to see that. That feels like it's it there. Okay, so once it's in like that, you can feel it when it grips the plug. All you have to do is when you get that in, you get a 14mm wrench, and the end of that plug is set up just like that. You put your wrench on here like that, and then you get a good grip. And I'm trying to do this with one hand, but you basically get the idea. You're gonna get that on, and then you're just going to turn it to loosen it. So I'm going to do that real quick and just pause it. Okay, so real quick, I wanted to show you with, actually I got both hands, how I would probably do this with both, or how you would do this with both hands might be the easiest way. Now I've got this plug mostly pulled out already, but you just take your 14mm, put it right here just like that. However you can get, you're probably not going to have this bracket in the way, but I just take and put your finger right here on the top like that, and then use this hand and you can turn it and loosen that. So I've already did that. I'm going to go ahead and pull the plug out. And when you're doing this, it's probably a good idea before you actually pull this plug out, if you do a lot of mud, especially if you do a lot of mudding, or really about anything, even dust, just normal riding, it's probably a good idea to, if you have a small air hose, or I'm sorry, if you have an air hose and a small nozzle, like something like this, it might be a good idea before you remove this plug to spray, or not spray, but blow a lot of it, because you're probably going to have a lot of dust and dirt down in here possibly. Now the cap here, this spark plug does have this boot that does a pretty good job of when you put it back down. This does keep a lot out, but just to be a little bit on the safe side, when you pull it out, it might not be a bad idea to take something like this air nozzle and spray down there to get any loose sand and anything that might be in there out of there, because when you pull the plug, you don't want something getting down inside the engine, or you don't want any sand, a little bit of sand that might be in there, to fall down into your into your engine. And so I'm just gonna go ahead and loosen that. That might be all the way. And then your spark plug will come right on out, just like that. So I'm gonna take and put my new plug back in. And I always like to take a little bit of anti-seize and put it on the threads a little bit. Just something about like this. It's about all I really kind of do with it. A little bit up here. Just to keep that from, and that's about all I do with it. And just gonna do the same thing. Put it back in like that. And right back in. Trying to be careful with this. So with the plug wire, hopefully you can see that pretty well. And then drop it down in there, and by hand easily get it threaded back up. Should be going. Feels like it's threaded and spinning. If you feel any tension, it'd be a good idea to maybe pull it back out or pull it up a little bit. And the last thing you want to do is cross thread this thing. The threads are long, so it's probably going to take that. That's down in there. So I'm going to take it before I tighten it. I'm going to do this other one. Say this one's fairly easy here to get to. Put some more anti-seize on this one. Like that. Probably don't want to overdo it, but that's about all I'm going to put. And this one's pretty easy to get back in. Same thing, just be very careful when putting these in. Be in a lot of trouble if you cross thread these. Alright, and for that one I will probably just take the regular socket here and put on there and just Thought there's a little bee there flying around. Tighten this up. Again, not real tight, because you certainly do not want to break that off, break your plug. And I'm just gonna, that's about all I'm gonna go with it right there. And take and put this back down in there like that. And I'm gonna go ahead, I haven't really tried the box end. And the same thing, you want to be very careful when tightening this. Either end, just whatever's easier. I'm gonna just that's probably going to be about it. A little bit more, and that's about it. Pull it out, and then what I usually do, because I go in, I usually put a little bit of dielectric grease on the tips of these plugs. I wouldn't really say a bunch, or you could put a little bit in there, but you can put a little dielectric grease on there and put your plug wires back on, and that's it. That's all there is to it. So I'm gonna wrap this video up now, and thank you for watching.